Oh, yeah, college football is just 5 days away, and we got news today from the defending champs. Number 3, Ohio State, has named second-year player Julian Sayin their starting quarterback for the huge season opener against top-ranked Texas on August 30th. He had been competing with junior Lincoln Keens-Holtz, but Coach Ryan Day said he separated himself just this week. Now, Sayin was a highly recruited player out of high school, being ranked 9th in the 2024 ESPN 300 class, I should say. Initially, he was at Alabama under the wing of Nick Saban. Sayin then transferred to Ohio State in January of 2024. Sayin appeared in just 4 games for the Buckeyes last season. You know it's college football season, at least right around the corner, when we get to welcome in our college football analyst, Greg McElroy. And Greg, what is your reaction to Sayin being named the starter for Week 1 for the Buckeyes?
This is great news for Buckeyes fans, and partly because of the upside that Julian Sayin has. You referenced the blue chip pedigree that he had as a high school player. This young man that is extremely gifted throwing the football. Now, what I was concerned about in this battle with Lincoln Keens-Holtz is that maybe Julian Sayin was biting off a little too much. Maybe he was taking a few too many risks. That's what young players do when trying to prove themselves. But it sounds like in the last week, he was a little more efficient. He was a little more methodical. And now this Ohio State offense will grow around him with the talented playmakers that he has at wide receiver and the outstanding offensive line that he'll have to rely on. So going with the guy with the higher ceiling is the right decision for Buckeye fans. They want to chase that title and might win a championship in game 16 of the season.
Yeah, okay. So let's stay in the Big Ten, because when you talk about championships, there might be a new look college football playoff right around the corner. The conference is considering an idea for an expansion of the CFP that would grow from 24 to 28 teams. I see you shaking your head, so I'm going to assume you don't agree with this, but what do you think is best for college football?
Shae, this is lunacy. Right now, what the Big Ten is suggesting is that 7 teams from the SEC, 7 teams from the Big Ten, 5 from the ACC and Big 12 all make the playoffs in an automatic qualifier format. We've already watered down the regular season to a certain extent. I understand that. I get that. But now we're going to do it even more. You're essentially telling me that Michigan last year at 7-5 would make the college football playoff if we expanded to 28. That's absurd. The team was 5-5. After 10 games last season. They have no business being in the playoff. You're telling me that games that teams lost don't matter by inviting this many. The right format is keeping it at 12. Even going to a 16-team format would water down the regular season even more and invite at least 3 more teams with 3 losses from last year into the playoff field. So I think keeping it at 12 is fine if they cannot figure out the right process of expanding. So no need to change if we don't have to, but let's not water down the regular season any more than we have to.
I get that. I mean, look, when we have the NCAA tournament, we have like 64, 68 teams. People still are wanting more. So there's never enough when it comes to fans. We know this. Greg McElroy, thank you. Let's go back to the Buckeyes, though. Here's how you can make a few bucks on their 2025 season. ESPN Bet Sportsbook has their win total set at 10.5, tied for the most wins of any Big Ten program. They're the favorites to win the conference, and they're tied with Week 1 opponent Texas for the shortest odds to win the Natty once again. Our sports betting analyst, Joe Fortenbaugh, joins the program for a variety of best bets. And let's stay with college football.
Can I interest you in some almonds?
No, thank you.
No.
We had a big chat. Almonds before we go on camera, not good. Makes you cough.
A smart play.
Maybe not good before you play football either. Under a week away till we have some real college football. Is there a best bet you like this season?
All right, everyone who roots for Ohio State, and there's lots of you, just take it easy, okay? It's a small wager, but it's under 10.5 wins. Julian Sayin was announced to be the team's starting quarterback today. No experience whatsoever. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's worth noting when you also bring in the fact that A, defensive coordinator Jim Knowles, who's one of the best in the business, no longer with the Buckeyes. He went to Penn State. B, offensive coordinator Chip Kelly, who did a tremendous job in last year's playoff run. He's no longer with the team. He's with the Las Vegas Raiders. Matt Patricia steps in on defense. Brian Hartline on offense. Rookie QB. Penn State, Michigan, Texas on the schedule. Under 10.5 wins. Relax, Buckeyes fans. Relax. Save it for Michigan.
They're not used to single-digit wins there in Columbus.
You want this? You got